The Prophets continues the N.J. Dawood translation of Koran, and we will make some adjustments and leave some commentary. In the name of Allah, the compassionate, the merciful, the day of reckoning for humanity is drawing near, yet they blindly persist in unbelief. They listen with ridicule to each fresh warning that their Lord gives them. Their hearts are set on pleasure. In private, the wrongdoers say to each other, "Is this man not a mortal like yourselves? Would ye follow witchcraft with your eyes open? Say, my Lord has knowledge of whatever is said in heavens and earth. He hears all and knows all. Some say it is but a medley of dreams. Others, he has invented it himself. And yet others, he is a poet. Let him show us some signs, as did the apostles in days gone by." Now, whether it's my Ramadan accounts or some other dreams that I share, I admit that even what I feel like sharing tends to be a medley, tends to have gaps. And yet, though we showed them signs, the nation whom we destroyed before them did not believe either. Will they believe? And by that, I'm drawing contrast to the prophetic experience. The apostles we sent before you were but men whom we inspired, asked the people of the book. If you do not know this, the bodies we gave them could not dispense with food, nor were they immortal. Let me say that one phrase. If you do not know this, then we fulfilled our promise. We delivered them and those we willed and utterly destroyed the transgressors. And now we have revealed a book for your admonishment. Will you not give heed? We have destroyed many a sinful nation and replaced them by other men. And when they felt our might, they took to their heels and fled. They were told, "Do not run away, return to your comforts and to your dwellings. You shall be questioned all." "Woe to us, we have done wrong," was their reply. And this they kept repeating until we mowed them down and put out their light. It was not in sport that we created the heaven and the earth and all that lies between them. Had it been our will to find a pastime, we could have found one near at hand. Indeed, we will hurl truth at falsehood until truth shall triumph and falsehood be no more. Woe shall befall you for all the falsehoods you have uttered. His are all who dwell in the heavens and on earth. Those who stand in his presence do not disdain to worship him, nor are they ever wearied. They praise him night and day. Unflaggingly have they chosen earthly deities, and can these deities restore the dead to life? Were there other gods in heaven or earth besides Allah? Both heaven and earth would be ruined. Exalted be Allah, Lord of the throne. Above their falsehoods, none shall question him about his works, but they shall be questioned. Have they chosen others as gods besides him? Say, show us your proof. Here are the scriptures of today and those of long ago, but most of them do not know the truth. And this is why they give no heed. We inspired all the apostles we sent before you, saying, "There is no God but me, therefore serve me." They said, "The merciful has begotten children. God forbid. They are but his honored servants. They do not speak till he has spoken. They act by his commands. He knows what is before them and behind them." People act like there are these different religions that were ordained from time to time in succession. They intercede for none save those whom he accepts and tremble for awe of him. Whoever then declares, "I am a god besides him," we shall requite them with hell. and thus shall we reward the wrongdoers. Are the disbelievers unaware that the heavens and earth were but one solid mass, which we tore asunder, and that we made every living thing from water? Will they not have faith? We set firm mountains upon the earth, lest it should move away with them, and hewed out highways in the rock, so that they might be rightly guided. We spread the heaven like a canopy and provided it with strong support, yet of its signs they are heedless. It was he who created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon. Each moves swiftly in an orbit of its own. No man before you have we made immortal. If you yourself are doomed to die, will they live on forever? And as we've seen previously, the Muslims believed that Jesus was ordained to die. And same thing with everybody else. There wasn't people that was per se saved from death, and that was just a constant state, that they were saved for death, period. Now, saved from being killed in a particular instance, sure. Every soul shall taste death. We will prove you with evil and good. To us you shall return. Now, that one verse, the one verse says the death, it mentions the death before the life, doesn't it? We will cause your death. And then is the return, yeah. Cause your death and exalt you in Surah 354. Every soul shall die its death. We will prove you all with evil and good. To us you shall return. Now the jinn are given respite, but they die too. So when the unbelievers see you, they only scoff at you, saying, is this the man who fulminates against your gods? And they deny all mention of the merciful. And yeah, a lot of people, they get to the point where their misassociation is, they're going to complain that, and create some sort of issue when you're, not going along with it. And when they're not going, and they're even going to forget the mention of God, or the mention of certain aspects of God. And impatience is the very stuff man is made of. You shall long before see my signs. You need not ask me to hasten them. You shall before long see my signs. You need not ask me to hasten them. They say, when will this promise be fulfilled? If what you say be true, if only the unbelievers knew the day when they shall strive in vain to shield their faces and their backs from the fire of hell, the day when none shall help them. Indeed, it will overtake them unawares and stupefy them. They shall have no power to ward it off, nor shall they be reprieved. Our apostles have been mocked before you, but those who scoffed at them were smitten by the very scourge they mocked. Say, who will protect you by night and by day from the Lord of mercy? Yet are they unmindful of their Lord's remembrance? Have they other gods to defend them? Their idols shall be powerless over their own salvation, nor shall they be protected from our scourge. Yet have we bestowed good things upon these men and upon their fathers, and made their lives too long? Can they not see how we invade their land and curtail its borders? It is they who will triumph. And so don't worry about it being a sign that people have lived and had wealth, that, oh, well, they must be the right side. Because there is this push towards this gospel prosperity stuff. And sure, sometimes the right thing can help towards doing well in this world. And in a way, it always helps towards doing well in this world. Say I warn you only by that with which I am inspired, but the deaf can hear no plea when they are warned. Yet if the lightest whiff from the vengeance of your Lord touch them, they would say, woe to us, we have done wrong, we shall set up just scales on the day of resurrection, so that no man shall in the least be wronged. Actions as small as a grain of mustard seed shall be weighed out, our reckoning shall suffice. We showed Moses and Aaron the distinction between right and wrong, and gave them a light and an admonition for righteous men, those who truly fear their Lord and dread the terrors of judgment day. And in this we have revealed a blessed counsel. Will you then reject it? We formerly bestowed guidance on Abraham, for we knew him well. He said to his father and to his people, what are these images to which you are so devoted? They replied, they are the gods our fathers worshipped. He said, then you and your fathers are in the grossest error. Is it the truth that you are preaching? They asked, or is this but a jest? Indeed, he answered, your Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. It was he that made them. To this I bear witness. By the Lord, I will overthrow your idols as soon as you have turned your backs. He broke them all in pieces, except there's what they took to be their supreme God, so that they might return to him. Who has done this to our deities? Ask some. He must surely be a wicked man. Now, this chapter and associated teachings do not teach that it is for us to go around going after people's graven images. Others replied, we have heard a youth called Abraham speak of them. They said, then bring him here in sight of all the people, that they may act as witnesses. Abraham, they said, was it you who did this to our deities? No, he replied. It was their chief who smote them. Ask them if they can speak. Thereupon they turned their thoughts upon themselves and said to each other, surely you are the ones who have done wrong. Confounded as they were, they said to Abraham, you know they cannot speak. He answered, would you then worship that instead of a law, which can neither help nor harm you? Shame on you and your idols. Have you no sense? They cried, burn him and avenge your gods. If you must punish him, fire, we said, be cool Abraham and keep him safe. They sought to lay a snare for him, but it was they whom we ruined. We delivered him and Lot and brought them to the land which we had blessed for all mankind. We gave him Isaac and then Jacob for a grandson, and we made each a righteous man. We ordained them leaders to guide mankind at our behest, and enjoined on them charity, prayer, and almsgiving. They served none but ourself. To Lot we gave wisdom and knowledge, and delivered him from the city that had committed deeds of abomination. Surely they were men of iniquity and evil. We admitted him to our mercy. He was a righteous man. People talk about the homosexuality, but the homosexuality was not entirely consensual, it sounds like, because they attacked the strangers and sounded like they would have raped the angels if those had been humans instead of angels. Before him, Noah invoked us, and we answered his prayer. We saved him and all his kinsfolk from the great calamity and delivered him from those who denied our revelations. Evil men they were, we drowned them all. And another thing about the people of Lot was that this was a thing that they did in their dwelling, in their gatherings and stuff like this. This was a societal thing otherwise. So never before was it a societal thing. And you can find historically too, there's no indication that it ever was a societal thing before that point. And tell of David and Solomon how they passed judgment regarding the grain fields in which strayed lambs had grazed by night. We gave Solomon insight into the case and bore witness to both their judgments. Oh, I forgot about the connection between this and what in Surah 34? Or is it 38? We bestowed on them wisdom and knowledge, and caused the mountains and the birds to join with David in our praise. All this we taught him, the armorer's craft, so that you might have protection in your wars. Will you then give thanks? To Solomon we subjected the raging wind. It sped at his bidding to the land which we had blessed. We had knowledge of all things. We assigned him devils who died for him into the sea, and who performed other tasks besides. Over them we kept a watchful eye. Now, the indication is not that this was done by being a Karcist in, the traditional sense. The Goetia and stuff like this is not what he was doing. And tell of Job how he called on his Lord, saying, I am sorely afflicted. But of all those that show mercy, you are the most merciful. We answered his prayer and relieved his affliction. We restored to him his family, and as many more with them, a blessing from ourselves, and an admonition to the devout. And you shall also tell of Ishmael, Idris, and Mulkifil, who all endured with patience. To our mercy we admitted them, for they were upright men. And of the noon, how he went away in anger, thinking we had no power over him. But in the darkness he cried, there is no God but you. Glory be to you, I have done wrong. And the noon, Jonah. We answered his prayer and delivered him from distress. And thus shall we save the true believers. And of Zacharias, who invoked his Lord, saying, Lord, let me not remain childless, though of all heirs you are the best. We answered his prayer and gave him John, curing his wife of sterility. They bind with each other in good works, and call on us with piety and fear. And here we're saying Idris, although Kifl, probably Ezekiel. Get your stuck, y'all, is the Aramaic of that. But though Kifl could be the chief of Kapil, which would make him one of the Buddhas that became part of the whole Buddha thing. And Idris being talked of in terms of Enoch, because the meaning is the same, I believe. And of the woman who kept her chastity, we breathed into her our spirit, and made her and her son a sign to all humanity. Your community is but one community, and I am your only Lord. See, one religion, different nations, but one religion. Therefore serve me. Men have divided themselves into factions, but to us they shall all return. He that does good works in the fullness of his faith, his endeavors shall not be lost. We record them all. It is ordained that no nation we have destroyed shall ever rise again. But when Gog and Magog are let loose and rush headlong down every hill, when the true promise nears its fulfillment, the unbelievers shall stare in amazement, crying, woe to us! Of this we have been heedless. We have assuredly done wrong. You and your idols shall be the fuel of hell. Therein you shall all go down. Were they true gods? Your idols would not go there. Partners goes beyond idols, right? but there they shall abide forever. They shall groan with anguish and be bereft of hearing. But those to whom we have long since shown our favor shall be removed from hell. And Aliha, in the context, you know that it's not believed that these things are what they're calling them. But, you know, some things, an isolated word, that's why it's important to look at the whole sentence, the related stuff, whatever, sometimes. I mean, it's even more essential when you get outside the Koran, but they shall not hear its roar, but shall delight forever in what their souls desire. The supreme terror shall not grieve them, and the angels will receive them, saying, This is the day you have been promised. On that day we shall roll up the heaven like a scroll of parchment, just as we brought the first creation into being, so will we restore it. This is a promise we shall assuredly fulfill. We wrote in the Psalms, after the Torah was revealed, the righteous among my servants shall inherit the earth. That is an admonition to those who serve us. We have sent you forth, but as a blessing to mankind, say it is revealed to me that your God is one God. Will you submit to him? If they give no heed, say, I have warned you all alike. Though I cannot tell whether the scourge you are threatened with is imminent or far off, he knows your spoken words and hidden thoughts. For all I know, this may be a test for you and a short reprieve. Say, Lord, judge with fairness. Our Lord is the merciful, whose help we seek against your blasphemies. Tafsafun. So is it closer to foolishness than blasphemies? Because that which is beyond reason, or what I'm not sure exactly what it means, but yeah, people are being blasphemous, but believing differently isn't quite the same thing as blasphemy. But there's this Christian Jewish sensibility, and the author was Jewish, but he called, wasn't he?